Yeah.
I'd try to probably just stay on this edge as close as possible.
Yeah.
And just keep your speed. Sick.
So we got a flat on the way down from the last mine yesterday. Ended up getting a hotel next to the only tire place in town. And then this morning we had a new tire on in 10 minutes. So now we are up here at the next canyon, heading up that way to the next mine. Making our way up to the next mine, coming into this really cool rocky canyon section. Definitely looks like it's from Fallout. So I've been hiking for about 45 minutes, coming up on our first mining operations. We're not to the ones that we're going to yet, but there's an adit into that hillside right there. And then just beyond it there's something else. But we're continuing up this road. Also a little open pit right there. See lots of ore. The green bluish stuff in the hillside. Just a little further up the road here, there's a little cabin, a little storage shack right there. I'm gonna check these out really quick. Yeah, it's just a cool little storage shack. Looks like it's still standing, but the floorboards are all ripped up. Yeah, this is much like the ones in the mines that we explored yesterday. Just one room, door and a couple windows. Maybe would have had a fireplace in here, I'm not sure. I don't see a chimney, but yeah, it's pretty cool that these kind of things stay standing out here in the desert as opposed to the northwest where the rain makes everything rot away much faster. Making our way up some more roads here. The cabin we were at is down there in that little valley. I've hiked for about 3.5 miles now. Some more workings over that way. There's another storage shed. And we're on our way up this little hill here. Alright, so we're up here at the summit of this mining area. See that dried up lake. We actually drove on the road that goes through it and then up here, and we're parked somewhere down there. And we came from that way over there to Hawthorne, Nevada. And there's almost everywhere you look, there's tailings and evidence of mines everywhere up in this area. So that's our goal down there. You can see that ore bin with, looks like 5 sections. And you can see some of the mines. There's quite a few of them. There's that ore bin. We're down here now. It's got 6 sections. It's mostly intact. Still some ore in that one right there. And we're gonna head up that way, up that canyon a little to all the actual mine workings. So the ore bin is just around that corner, and we've already seen one at it, but now we have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in this little area right here. Probably not all of them go back very far, but we're gonna check them out. Maybe someone was building a door here on these 2 sawhorses. You can see the hinges still on it. Graham's going up to the first adit we're gonna check out. This was probably a cabin site right here. It's totally collapsed now. There's another adit right there and a tank above it. This one's got a lot of stope dug above it, but this is the first one we're heading into today. Just past this little entrance, there's a door, which is still in great condition. Just swing that out of our way and going inside. So on the first 10 feet, you have an ore chute already. Some more cracking beams and a shaft. And we still got the wooden ceilings right here. There's rocks above it. And we have a little intersection right here. You can see the green ore veins, greenish and blue. This is the vein of rock that they were following here. That's the main tunnel continuing. You see ore chute number 3 there. And all these support beams have like wedges in between them. You got more of this green rock and some rails, some leftover wood. Heading back over here. Looks like an area that they just filled in. Yeah, more of that wooden ceiling. So that's a dead end. Still have a little chute coming out of it. And this looks like a way to another tunnel. It might connect a different way than this. We'll see if we can find the other side of that. And then we also have the fork continuing down this way. Still intermittent rock and wooden ceilings. We got this little chute right here going down to one of the lower levels of the mine. So it looks like the split in the tunnel just meets back up, because that was that third ore chute. That's where I just came from. So it's just a little short little side tunnel. And here's ore chute number 5 right here. Still got the wooden ceilings. Some of the stuff that's clogged in the ore chute there. And it looks like this might have gone back at some point. It's a little storage cabinet. That's pretty cool. They got a door on that one. Yeah, that's really nice. Still in great condition down here. About 100 or so feet, and then in here we've got a cage full of rock in there. So there's more of that caging. We've got all kinds of timbering in here. Another storage shelf. This little container. So I just came from over there. That's the main passage continuing, but it actually backtracks over here. So this might go to the hole in the wall that we saw earlier. I think that's probably what this is. This spot, all the support beams are cracked, and there's another ore chute down there. So there's that ore chute. That support beam is wavering. There's another ore chute. That one's cracked pretty badly. This is all wood for ceiling here, and So it goes under right there. There's another ore chute. And this is that hole in the wall that I saw earlier, so we're on the other side of it now. They might have blown this through as a way out. In case all that stuff collapsed over there, they'd have a way back. So this is another ore chute. Now we're backtracking kind of towards the entrance. And I'm assuming this will just dead end back there, because I didn't see another way out. Got the ties where the rails would be. There's another ore chute. I've seen about 10 ore chutes so far. All the support beams over here seem to be good. And now this is interesting. So we got a manway going up there with a ladder. We have a manway going down that way next to an ore chute. So this is one of those mines where it's kind of diagonal and vertical, and they have horizontal passages, and they're all connected at some point. So that's a pretty cool passage right there. A bunch of logs holding that up. Another ore chute. And yeah, I thought this would dead end back here, and this is the end of this tunnel. Yeah, it's been mostly wood ceilings this whole way, so we're gonna head back over to the main tunnel. Alright, so we're back at that junction. And Graham's just up ahead. He's checking out a vertical shaft.
This is probably the most intact winds or shaft that I've ever seen.
So this shaft goes down. You can see the rails and the pulley wheel right there. Yeah, it goes down in curves, but it's in really great condition. The wood looks almost brand new. And then you can also go up to the surface. We turned our lights off earlier, and you could see the daylight just up there. So that's about 50 feet or so. The ladder's in perfect condition. So this would have been a way out if any collapse happened down here. You just climb it to the surface. But yeah, this is all this wood, all this effort. This is all still sitting down here in amazing condition. And yeah, you would have climbed down those ladders if you were working here, and then you would have climbed up that ladder if you were heading out. And this is these tracks right here. The cart would have gone up and over, and I'm standing under the chute, and the chute would have emptied the rocks onto the rails right here and gone back out the mine that way. Yeah, that's a really cool feature of this mine. That wind's right there, so we're gonna keep heading forward that way. So we're heading down just past that winds. There's another winds. And we got some more ore chutes up here. This one says number 9, but got more of the side passages that I've been in.
That indicates to me that these faults are coming together because there's really nothing else that is holding up.
So this ladder goes way up as far as I can see and then curves out of sight. This probably goes to either the surface or an upper level. Still in great condition. Still coming through this tunnel. We got another door here. It's still in amazing condition. Looks like it was built today. Pass through here. Some parts of a ladder or chute. Another ore chute. Still got the wood ceilings here. All these support beams look like they're holding up just fine. Got a shaft and a top to a shaft. That's actually got a ladder going down. One of those cage setups here. Some cracking beams. Looks like they threw a ladder in there as part of the cage. Yeah, that beam is really cracked. So is that one. There's another ore chute. And looks like the end of the tunnel right here. Or it might have just collapsed. But yeah, that's as far as we're going in here today. So we're gonna head back out and check out some other workings. Alright, so there's that first shaft. On our way back out of this mine now. And this is the portal with a really nice door. We're gonna go see what else we can find here. So there's one, that's two. Graham's heading down this stope. You can see the ore right here. It's the turquoise rock. Would have been copper. And we're heading down into this pretty big diagonal stope. You can see it's cut out along that way too. And there's a couple other ways back over there. But this is gonna end up directly below the mine we were just looking at. So all those lower shafts are gonna lead down into here. You can see it's a pretty strange environment down here, diagonal most of the way. Just making our way to the bottom. Came in from up there. It goes off that direction, but we're heading down this way. And these timbers funnel you into this tunnel down here. And it goes left and right. So we got rails on the ground, the ladder, and that just dead ends back there. Got a chute right here, and that would connect to that right tunnel we just saw on the way down. That's the way we came down. It's pretty cool looking up there how it goes up and diagonal. But they put in a wooden handrail right there. But now we're down here and we're directly under the mine we were just exploring. So it's kind of like a diagonal slide down to here. That shaft continues down. So down here, anytime that we're going to look up and to the left, we're going to be looking back up into the mine that we were just exploring. And I have a feeling that this mine probably goes as far as the other one just did, a couple hundred feet. There's one of those cart switcher things on the floor here. The tunnel goes that way. But off to the left. So the shaft goes down and then forward and kind of looks like it continues, but yeah, there's a ladder over there, so this would go up to the mine we were just at. The floor is cracking a little bit right there. And then just like in the other one, we have a side tunnel that continues on, and I'm sure this will dead end at some point down here pretty soon. There's another ore chute. That goes up there. That's probably looking into where we just were. Not directly above us, but a couple levels up. And yeah, just back here it ends. There's another ore chute. You can see they removed the ore cart rails, but the spikes are still in the ties. They just took the rails out to be used somewhere else. Now we got a piece of an explosives box. Graham's back over there at that shaft. So this is just looking down that shaft. This little ever-ready battery back there, and then it looks like it goes over. And there's a ladder back in there. So So we're just on the other side of the shaft, checking out this ladder. And yeah, that definitely goes up to one of the chutes that I saw earlier. This is probably that one that goes up and down that I saw in the side passage. But there's a section of the ladder missing, so really no way to climb up there. You can see the parts of it down there. And that area looks like it was filled up with rocks. Here we got a soup can, coffee can, and a tobacco tin. So these were from the debris that we've seen. All three of these were staples for the miners. And that's looking down that shaft. Looks almost like a cave. Just left the room with the shaft, and the main tunnel is going this way still. And down here we have this really bright blue rock everywhere. There's another manway. This would have gone up to one of the shafts that we saw earlier, but yeah, all this rock is really brightly colored. You can see on the wall. There's another way up. That doesn't look like it goes very far. So that's where we just were. Here's another one of these switcher things. That way we got a cool room with a door, and it looks like this main tunnel just dead ends right there. Yeah, that's the end of the main tunnel. And then back this way we have another tunnel going off. It probably loops back around towards the entrance or something. But we're gonna check this out first. It's in a pretty big room. It's got all kinds of wood for ceiling. There's a ventilation tube. This door handle is made out of wood, and you can see the latch there too. So that's really cool. These hinges look like they're from a castle in the Middle Ages. So we're gonna head in this door, see what's in here. More of the blue ore. This ventilation tubing. There's another shaft. Now that doesn't go down very far. It only goes down about 20 feet, but probably be really hard to get out if you fell down. Got a tunnel branching off that way. Here we got this car. This would have been what was hoisting the ore up that shaft. I'm pretty sure that's because you got the side, the rails would have connected on the side there, and got the cable still attached. So this cart was running up and down this shaft, and this would be the bottom part of the shaft that we just saw up on that upper level. Yeah, that's right where it curved out of sight from where we could see up there. And you can see all the grease and rollers, and then it continues down further, way down there, out of sight. I can't even see the bottom. And got a trap door with some hinges right there. And the tunnel keeps going. It looks like there's another door back there. But yeah, these are all greased up. And it looks like they used a piece of an explosives box right there. But yeah, that's... When I'm not shining the light up there, I can see daylight up there. So that's definitely the same shaft. So looking down this shaft, curves out of sight again, and it looks like a giant roller coaster. But yeah, you can't see the bottom. Definitely goes down quite a bit more. And then that's looking up, looking at all this wood. Just imagining how much work it took to get it all down here and put in place. It's pretty crazy. So we're just passing the shaft now, and here's some Some grease cans, oil. There's more of this tubing here. Yeah. It's a little shelf here. And this looks like just the other end of that side tunnel. It looks like they might have built a separate tunnel just to go around the shaft. The rock is a lot different right here. And here's another doorway. And so this is that second door. And yeah, looking just beyond it, you can see some tracks, and the mine probably used to go further back, but they filled it back up, so yeah, we're gonna head back past the shaft, and there was one other direction in this particular mine, and then we're gonna be out of this one and on to the next. Graham went out to check the first level down there, and he's on his way back up. Just a close-up of that really cool, obviously handmade door handle. So we're just out of the shaft room. This is that left branching tunnel that we skipped earlier. And I have a feeling this one will probably dead end. That goes up probably another way up to the upper level that we were just on. So from the shaft we learned that we're on level 2. So the first one we explored would have been level 3. At this tunnel we got, looks like it just ends right back there. We got this kind of false floor, and then yeah, we got another shaft going down that way. This probably is the same kind of shaft as just on the other side. And up there we got a sign that says 290 winds number 3, and then the tunnel ends right after that. So that's all there is to explore in this particular mine, and we're gonna head back out and see the rest. So we're coming further up this canyon. You see a tank up there of some kind. Lots of ruins up on the way, and artifacts. There's a little storage shed. So that's the entrance of the first mine that we were in with the wood on the ceiling. And this is a shaft that's directly above it. Those, you can see past those two beams, there's some wood flooring, so that might have been the ceiling of the tunnel that we were just on. So pretty disorienting, multi-leveled workings here, and we're almost up to this tank right here. Up here, that water tank. Looks like it's maybe just kind of a house here, or some kind of building. Just a bunch of debris. There's that shaft down there, and we're heading back up the canyon that way. Further up the canyon now, all these tailings, and it looks like we got a trestle up here, and maybe a head frame. That would be where our shaft was that we were checking out in both levels earlier. So this is where it surfaces. There's a trestle that it would have taken all those waste rock piles they would have taken over here. There would have used to been ore cart tracks on that. And here's the top of the shaft that we were looking at in the first level, and then the one that Graham was climbing up and down in the second level. So we're gonna have a look down that, and then continue on up here and see what other mines we can find. There would have been like a winch in there pulling the cable, and the cable would have been ran through that system of pulleys up there and then down that way. And this is the daylight that we could see earlier. Looking up this, could actually see it from both levels that we were on, so it's pretty cool to see where it all comes out. And just across here we have that trestle. We're gonna go over and check that out next. And this is another way in, and it probably connects to the mines that we were just in. Here's that trestle. This would have had ore cart tracks on it. Just up here on this old ore cart trestle. checking out views from up here. See the sun setting over there. So up here, just above the first tunnel we went in, which was the upper one. The second one we went in was lower, and this is above both of those. And you see more of the diagonal workings in here. So that goes all the way out to the surface, and then that actually continues forward. Probably won't go too far in here, because it's not an actual tunnel, it's more of a diagonal passage. But yeah, that would have connected to the first tunnel we explored through those chutes. And so this is just another diagonal level of the same mine. This is just above. So it's pretty crazy how they work diagonally along this mountainside. It's not really just a straight tunnel. And so this little ditch right here is the ceiling of the first tunnel we explored, and it actually, where that board is, there's a chute that goes down into it, so that would have been one of the ones that we saw looking up, and this is where it surfaces. Then it keeps going. In the center of the frame you can see that wood part right there, and we'll check that out in a minute. And then even beyond that you can see it continued past that end to the other side of the canyon. And then up there where Graham is, there's the uppermost workings of this mine. So this is looking down. That's the tunnel I was just in, that uppermost diagonal one. And since we're at the top, pretty much here, I don't think they worked any higher than this. Down here in the center of the frame, that's a top of a chute, so that would have been yet another of the chutes that we saw going upward. So we're going to check that out really quick, and then we're going to head on to that side. So you can see the ditch that I'm keeping in the center of the frame. We're directly on top of the first mine that we explored. And you can see it continues that way. So here's the top of that shaft. So this would have gone down into the level we were checking out first. You can see more of the ore here on the ground. And this is where they dug a little bit more down. We're still on top of the tunnel, and since there's all this loose rock down here, it seems like, yeah, they boarded this up so the road could go through, and then it continues on just past the road, and then you got some buried ore cart tracks there. So this used to be open at one point. There used to be tracks going across, but it looks like it all has come down, and those ore cart tracks are just sticking out right there. Here we are on the other side of that. We've crossed the road, and this is more of that diagonal stope passage. And here it actually opened up, and it looks like it goes in, but it's fairly sketchy getting down in there, and it's getting dark, so we're not going to check this part out. I imagine it goes, there's some upper workings up there, so it probably has something to do with that, but there's a ton of loose rock right there, and those boards have already collapsed, so this is not that safe of an entrance to go through, so we're going to skip this one. So I was just down there. That's the canyon we've been coming up, and here are some upper workings. You got this little sketchy bridge across to that tunnel, and looks like the top of it, a lot of the rock has come down right here into this pit. So, but this pit down here would definitely connect to that one down there. So you can see the pattern they're following here, starting all the way down on the other side of that ridge, coming up diagonally in the center of the frame, up here and up to where I'm standing. So they're following that vein of rock, and you can see the ore everywhere, all this bluish green stuff. This is what they're mining. So this one goes in. I checked it out a little bit. We might not be able to explore it though because it's getting dark. We got about an hour hike back to the car. So this whole valley was extensively mined. A lot of this stuff is collapsing. So it was really cool to come up here and document it all. It's a lot of hard work that went on up here. But we're gonna head out of here and make our way back down to camp now.